Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to another Warrior Wednesday. Today we're going to take a look at tier and money! I really love this skin. The fact that Manny is there as a secondary person is just so awesome. Anyway, let's just start off with his passive. His passive, he can basically not be CC'd for longer than 1 second by any CC other than roots and slows. So if you have stuns, mesmerize, intoxicate from Bacchus, etc. Every CC other than roots and slows have a duration of 1 second maximum. So he can't be CC'd for a very long time. That doesn't mean CCs are bad against him, it just means that he can't be CC'd for a very long time, other than with roots. To get a better understanding of his 1 and his 2, I'll first start off with his third ability. His third ability is basically you switch stances. So you have 2 sets of abilities for your 1 and for your 2. Both with a bit different features. So, also your 3, if you're in your guard stance, you get defense. Scaling from 10 defenses at rank 1 to 50 defenses at rank 5. And if you're in your attack stance, you will actually have more power, which also scales from 10 physical power to a total of 50 physical power at max rank. In your damage stance, which I'm in now, your 1 is a dash, and if you catch any of the enemies, you will basically juggle them up into the air. So as you can see here, I was juggling the Capri in the air. He is knocked up twice for the duration of your dash. So you can use it as a dash as well, but it's a quite short dash, not too fast. But it will basically knock up the enemy. In your guard stance, your 1 is just a line escape. As you can see here, I accidentally bought the attack speed boots. I'll get back to that later, why that's not a good item for tier. But in his guard stance, his 1 is straight dash, goes through anything, does damage. His second ability on his attack stance is damaging ability in the corner front of him. Everyone that's hit that is knocked up will actually be knocked up again. So that's a good combination with your 1. You will knock them up twice with your 1 and an additional once again with your 2. So you can juggle them for quite a distance and quite a duration. You can see here I'm going in for the Bastet, but missing my Fearless, unfortunately, my 1. So I'm not able to juggle the enemy Bastet who just used her leap. That's why I went in so aggressive. His second ability in guard stance is an heal. You get healed for a maximum of 3 enemies. The first enemy you heal, you get double the healing. And you heal by an amount of... it's an amount that's just there for the get-go. I think it's basic with a little bit of scaling. It does... Actually, it does not scale. But it heals 105 at the maximum rank. So that means you can actually do... You can do a fair good amount of healing, because the first enemy you hit will heal for additional. As you can see a little play, I grabbed the kittens, preventing them from following Gap, and he was able to get out safely. It did cost me a bit of my life, but it was definitely worth to save the Gap on our team. So with your 2, you can hit enemies. Everyone that's hit, if you have 3 enemies hit, you will heal about 400, which is pretty good. That's fairly short cooldown. As you can see here, the Capri went very aggressive to get the buff. He was actually not able to get it. As you can see, it's on me now. So it was not worth it for him, but his team was there to back him up, preventing him from dying to our team. Your switch stance does have a fairly long cooldown. It's about 10 seconds without a good amount of cooldown reduction. So you do want to be careful with using your abilities. You can see here I switch stances quickly, use my wand to get out, and they're able to actually pick up one of the enemies. So that's really nice thing for us. If someone gets to bait the enemy and they are able to pick someone up for it. His fourth and ultimate, his final ability, is a long leap with a huge area. I think it's the largest area damaging ability for physicals. Might be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure it is. Or maybe the ult from Chuck might also be very large. Anyway, every enemy that gets hit get damage, and they are slowed for 25%. So it's a good way to initiate. As you can see, you can clear a quite large gap with it to get close to the enemy. As you can see here, the enemy Capri is quite low and I jump in after him. I am forcing the kill on the Capri, so he's stuck in one place. That was the only thing that I could have done to prevent him from getting a very just walking back to his base. I figured that someone on my team might have been able to pick him up. You can see another blink in on my, and again I missed the Bastet. It's really unfortunate, especially since again she used her leap. That's something I really look out for when I go for someone like Bastet, because if she has a leap up, if you don't have any follow-up CC, she will probably just get away quite easily. And Bastet just jumped in, preventing me from lazy backing. That's alright, if you are lazy backing, doesn't really matter too much. You should have been stopped, and I was. Capri missed his dash on me, unfortunately for him, and I was able to juggle him far away from his team, and we were able to pick him up quite easily. Let's go over the build and why I think that attack speed boosts are not a thing for Tyr, because his 1 in his 2 and his ultimate scale pretty well with physical power. He doesn't really rely a lot on his basics, because he also has his 1 and 2 in his guard stance. So you have 4 abilities and your ultimate, so you have more abilities than the basic physical. And as you can see here, my knockup actually gets beat by the enemy approach. That's something what Tyr's also quite good at is forcing beats on the enemies, because you can actually beat the knockback and the juggle. It's something you really need to do, especially if you have no escapes, because if you get juggled for the entire way, you will not only receive a huge amount of damage, but you're also very much out of position. You saw there I missed my Fearless again. I wasn't playing too good with the Fearlesses this game, but well, it's always a hit or miss. Something I like to always pick up on Tyr is the blink, even though it got nerfed recently. Well, it's already a while ago. It did hurt him a little bit, because you have a longer cooldown on your blink, and if you have it at rank 1, the cooldown is so long that it's not really that useful anymore. I also need to take care for the enemy. I can't really go in too aggressive, because they do have some good CCs to prevent me from pulling someone. Capri can actually root me in place, which causes me to... Oh, wait a minute. You can see here, nice engagement. Our Cap had a beautiful ultimate, hitting 4 of the enemies if I'm correct, and I was able to jump in with my ultimate. And we were able to actually pick up 2 of the enemies, and we're chasing down the last one of them that was low in HP and was getting away. So nice engagement from our Gap, a very nice ultimate. We were able to capitalize out of it. I was able to juggle 2 of the enemies into the crush of Scylla, and that really hurt them a lot. We were able to pick up some of the enemies. It's really nice. But as I was saying, with the reduced, with the longer cooldown on your blink, and them having some good CCs to stop you, if you get rooted by Capri, you won't continue your dash. The knockup is still there, but they will be knocked away from you, so you can't really follow it up with your 2. Capri also has his 1 to use, so he has a lot of ways to get someone off of you on his own. The enemy Artemis has a trap, has a Tusky. Agni has a small stun, which also can prevent my Fearless to continue. So even though I'm not stunned for a long time, only a maximum of 1 second, I'm actually not able to get off the combination. As you saw there, again, ultimate from the Artemis, preventing her from getting a kill. I wasn't able to finish her off. My ability did not do enough damage, and I wasn't able to close in enough for an additional auto attack. At this point I am quite squishy, as you can see. They are really trying to get me. I'm trying to juke in, and a nice gap shield actually prevents me from dying, so that really helped out a lot. My second item, as you can see, is Mail of Renewal. I like to pick it up this early this time because it provides a good amount of health. It provides some cooldown reduction, which I really like on tier. And as you can see, again, be it forced on Artemis. But it also provides you with some regen when you kill someone. So if you actually are able to pull someone with your combination and kill them, you can just easily do something about it. As you can see there was a really odd engagement because Capri tried to dash away, but he caught me barely, and because of that he was able to get away. And as you can see here, I'm ulting, finishing off the Artemis. It's unfortunately the Capri is also there, so I can't really commit too hard on the Agni, especially since it's at their Phoenix. My chance to get away is just a bare minimum if I went too hard for them. My third item is Jotuns. I like to pick up Jotuns. I have full cooldown reduction at this point, which is really nice. You have a lot of dashes at that stage. You can use your ultimate a lot more, so you don't have to rely only on your blink. So you can just engage a lot, and especially in arena that's really necessary. But as you can see here, I got CC'd since I don't have beats. The Capri pool actually has its full duration, even though my passive is only crowd control for 1 second. This one is a channel CC, and those just continue for their entire duration. You can see someone at our team wants to surrender, probably because he died a few times. But we're actually ahead by a lot of kills, not so much the points, but we definitely won't lose this one if it goes and continues to go this way, because we are ahead by a lot. With the additional kills we have more gold than them. It's only a 3k gold lead, so it's not too much, but still we have a quite good team fight potential. A lot of bursts coming out from Scylla, and a nice finishing off potential on our Rama with his ultimate. Gap is also playing quite well, and that's very important with the Gap shield and his ultimate. You can see here another ultimate from Artemis, and I'm just able to juggle. I got stunned before I could use my 2 by the Agni, so that was what I was talking about, that it can prevent you from progressing your combination. And as you can see here, I'm zoning. We actually got the minion through the portal. If someone would try to block it with their body, I could have just juggled them away and it would have continued its way. You can see here I'm ulting. I wanted to prevent their enemy Bastet from getting too close to Rama. With the additional slow and the pressure, she actually jumped back. So it was definitely worth it. Maybe she could have gotten off her too if I did not do it, because he wasn't slowed at that point. You can see I have an urchin picked up now. Basically, that's the reason I'm going for an urchin this time is they have a lot of damage on both sides, the magical and the physical. Bastard and Artemis have a good amount of damage. As you can see, the Bastard kittens also do a lot of damage on me. You can actually fearless the cats, so that's really can come in handy when you want to help someone, get rid of them, or prevent a lot of their damage. But I can't go for only physical defense, but because they also have an upwash and an Agni. And as you can see, again a blink in, forced out the beats on Artemis. I don't mind it too much, because this way our Gap can actually ult and effectively ult someone like him. Also our Scylla is able to root them without fearing of them getting away. Unless Artemis has an ultimate, of course. And now Quang can use his ultimate to actually execute without the fear of the beats preventing the execute from going off. But I went for the Urchin. I don't really have a lot of stacks on it yet. But that doesn't matter too much. It gives a good amount of health and protections on both sides as it is. So it's always a good thing to pick up. It's better to pick up early than later. So as 4th item, I might have picked it up as 3rd item because I was a bit too squishy at some point. That's why I went immediately into the Urchins. As you can see, I'm building again a damaging item. This is going to be a Titan's Bane. This really scales up my damage and a really bad fearless on my part, not being able to pull anyone, missing the Agni. I figured it would have been fast enough, but I definitely was not. As you can see again, a juggle on the enemy Capri, and Quang just picks him up, executes him, and I get the regen from my Mail of Renewal. So that's a really good thing to keep alive, to keep yourself in the fight. That way you can just go in again and again. Especially when you have more health, it will be a lot more effective. As you can see here, I'm standing here waiting for the Bastet to return. I am trying to fight them, but with all of them still there, I feared my team wasn't close enough. I saw Rama backing off. I didn't see the Gap and the Quang in that engagement. I am going to walk forward and just pressure them out. I don't want to fight this engagement, but I do want our Rama to get out safely. So that's something what Tyr is very good at, is control or zoning. Because if you miss your fearless, you don't really have any control left. But the fear of being fearless sometimes helps you zone so easily, because no one wants to get hit by that combination. Because it will not only do a lot of damage, but it will also get you out of position. Especially in other game modes like Conquest, where you can use zoning potential. This was a sweet little thing that happened. Actually kind of lucky thing. I went for the enemy Alpwash with my ultimate, and the enemy Agni just dashed into it, so I was able to pull him as well. Agni Dash doesn't provide any crowd control protections, so you won't be able to prevent, if you're going to dash at each other, Theo will actually pull him out of his dash. So that's something to take in consideration. It's a really strong thing if you have a crowd control dash. Nice Gap shield at that point. Gap just saved my life. If I was stunned, even though it was only for 1 second, I couldn't have used my ult in time. I am going to try and save him as well, but he has a Gap shield up again and he's actually got out safely. So he just ended up saving my life with a nice, well-timed Gap shield, allowing me to use my ultimate as an escape, which you always can do when it comes down to it. At this point I don't want to use my combination on Capri too much. I do it here because he was pulling our Rama, and with my combination I'm actually preventing him from going for it. As you can see, I'm going in again. A nice sprint from the enemy. Artemis preventing me from going to pull her with the Fearless. And this engagement ended up being terrible for us. We didn't get anyone. We actually got killed 3 of us. You can see my 5th item is Titan's Bane. I picked it up because it gives you a nice damage boost and it allows you to do damage to everyone a nice amount. I probably should have picked up the Frostbound Hammer before I went for the Titan's Bane, because with the Frostbound, if you don't have your Fearless up, you can actually do something to CC the enemy. And since they have two of the enemies don't have an escape, as in a dash or leap, it's very effective against them. And if Agni or Bastet uses their escapes, it's also very effective on them because they can't run away. You can see again, I used my Blink Fearless combo on Artemis, but again she has a beats up. So that's really unfortunate. Maybe I should look for someone else. I haven't really looked at who has beats or who doesn't. But I think at this point almost everyone has beats. As you can see, I'm leaping over and I'm actually walking back a bit. I figured I could pull the one that was going to dash away in fear, but they both waited quite a while. It was only me and Gap, so we didn't have enough damage to finish that last one up. Because with 1 kill we actually have won the game. At this point it's 55-3. With 1 kill we actually win the game. And when that engagement went on, they had 4 points left, so 1 kill would have been enough. Our Rama was actually going for the Capri at a large distance away, a long distance away from us. So he was not able to assist us, and the others weren't around as well. So with only Gap and me, we didn't have enough damage. At this point, we have only 2 points to go for the enemies to lose. I'm going for the Quash. As you can see, a nice combination, but he uses beats, and the ultimate from Capri actually allows him to easily revive. And as you can see here, I'm changing stances and I actually miss my Fearless, which is really unfortunate, because if I hit that Fearless, Quash would have been dead, the game would have been over. So we had some bad engagement at the end. We are still ahead, and as you can see here, I'm now full on going for the minions, because 1 big minion is 1 ticket reduced at 10 or less tickets. And as you can see here, the game is over. I dashed through the last minion and it was able to finish that last minion up. Killing 2 of the big minions, were able to win the game. So something about Arena, you can use those big minions when you really aren't able to finish someone off, like we did, because I missed my Fearless and I didn't pay enough attention to my team. Only Gap was really around to help me and the others weren't around, so I shouldn't have engaged at all. But that's alright, we actually won the game, we still won it, so that's really nice. I will take a look at the builds now. I went for a Blink because Tyr really enjoys having Blink. You just can do a lot with it. You can get a lot of their beats, and if they don't have the beats, you can really get them out of position. If I look at the enemies, the only one that actually got the beats are Artemis and Posh. The reason they got it, especially they got it, because I like to go for them, because they don't have an escape. If Artemis or Posh is out of position, they are just basically screwed. They can't do a lot to get out of that situation. Artemis can ult and run away, or get Capri ulted, but that's about it. And now Posh can use his ultimate, but he will get destroyed instantly, especially with his build, he's quite squishy. That's also the reason why he picked up the Aegis. Artemis picked up Sprint, because that really helped her to get out a lot faster. We did have some slows, I also had Frostbound, so it was a good pickup. She also used it to dodge one of my Fearless combinations, so well played on her part. I built Tyr quite power based. I probably wouldn't have picked up the Titan's Bane if I needed some more defense items. I probably would have swapped that one out, or the Frostbound, depending on what kind of game it is. If 1 Fearless is enough to actually displace someone and makes a huge impact on the team fight, then the Frostbound isn't really necessary too much. You can get an other defense item for it. If I look at my second active, I don't have any. Probably what I would have gone for is a Beach, because the Capri pool is still the full duration, and if you get CC'd out of your Fearless, it's also quite annoying. If I look at the enemy, Agni and Basta didn't have beats. It is still quite difficult to go for them as tier. I need to pay close attention to when they use their escapes, or I need to blink exactly behind them and use my fearless instantly to actually just be able to pull them, and that's quite difficult. As you can see, I did miss a lot of my fearlesses and a lot of them got beats. It did force out the beats, so that's really nice for our gap and other CCs we had. So all in all, good game. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we all have taken a look at Tyr. I do like to play Tyr from time to time. He's really a fun god. He's really engaging, but you also have to position yourself quite well to get a nice fearless off. In arena it's a bit more difficult. In assault it's a lot more difficult because you always see him coming. So a better mode to actually be good with him is probably Clash or definitely Conquest, because you have a lot more gank potential. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something about Tyr. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.